There is a video recorded inside an elevator in Los Angeles. It lasts just under 4 minutes. In it, a young woman steps inside, presses several buttons, and waits. But then something changes. She begins to behave as if someone else is there, someone we cannot see. This footage was captured shortly before Elisa Lam vanished. And even after her body was found, what truly happened to her remains deeply unsettling. This is Dark Obscura, and tonight we're examining one of the most disturbing and misunderstood death cases of the modern era. This is the death of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was 21 years old. She was a student at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. A creative, introspective young woman who kept an online blog where she wrote openly about her struggles, her emotions, and her mental health. She loved literature, she loved travel, and in early 2013 she decided to take a solo trip down the west coast of the United States. It was something she had done before. Elisa arrived in Los Angeles on January 26, 2013. She checked into a hotel in downtown LA called the Cecil Hotel. At the time, Elisa was taking multiple medications for bipolar disorder, a condition that, if unmanaged, can significantly affect perception, impulse control, and reality itself. This detail will matter later. The Cecil Hotel is not just any hotel. Since opening in the 1920s, it had become infamous for its dark history, a place associated with suicides, unexplained deaths, and violent crime. Serial killers once lived there. Multiple guests had taken their own lives within its walls. By 2013, the hotel attempted to rebrand part of itself as a hostel, attracting young travelers like Elisa. But beneath the surface, the Cecil remained a place of isolation, decay, and neglect. It was here that Elisa would spend the final days of her life. On January 31, 2013, Elisa was last seen alive. Days later, after her disappearance was reported, police released surveillance footage from inside one of the hotel's elevators. What the public saw disturbed millions. In the video, Elisa enters the elevator alone. She presses multiple buttons more than necessary. The elevator doors fail to close. She steps out, looks down the hallway, then back inside. She hides in the corner of the elevator, pressing herself against the wall, as if avoiding someone. Her movements become erratic. She steps out again. She gestures with her hands slowly, deliberately, almost as if she's speaking to someone who isn't there. Then she steps away. The elevator doors finally close. This footage spread across the internet rapidly, and with it came endless speculation. People asked, was she being followed? Was someone threatening her? Was this paranoia, or something else? But there was an important detail that most viewers didn't know. The footage had been slowed down and edited by police before release. In real time, Elisa's movements were faster, less theatrical, but still undeniably strange. After the elevator footage, Elisa vanished. Hotel staff searched her room. Nothing appeared stolen. Her phone was never recovered. Staff said she had been acting oddly in the days leading up to her disappearance, leaving notes for roommates, behaving erratically. Police searched the hotel extensively. They searched hallways. They searched stairwells. They searched the roof. They found nothing. Weeks passed. Then guests at the hotel began to complain. The water pressure was low. The water tasted strange. It was dark, almost black. Maintenance workers were called. On February 19, 2013, a maintenance worker climbed onto the roof of the Cecil Hotel. There he opened one of the large water tanks that supplied water to the building. Inside was Elisa Lam's body. She was naked. Her clothes were found floating beside her. There were no signs of physical trauma, no defensive wounds, no evidence of assault. The tank lid had been open. The coroner ruled her death an accidental drowning, but that conclusion raised more questions than it answered. So what actually happened to Elisa Lam? The most supported explanation involves a severe bipolar episode. Investigators later confirmed Elisa had stopped taking her medication properly. During manic or psychotic episodes, individuals can experience intense paranoia, hallucinations, disorganized thinking, a belief that they are being followed or threatened. Elisa may have accessed the roof via a fire escape doors that were later found to be unsecured. She may have climbed into the water tank during a state of confusion, disorientation, or fear. Once inside, the steep walls would have made escape nearly impossible. There is no evidence that anyone else was involved. No signs of foul play, just a tragic convergence of mental illness, isolation, and circumstance. But knowing the explanation doesn't erase the discomfort. The elevator footage still feels wrong. The setting still feels heavy, and the thought of someone slowly unraveling, alone, unseen, and misunderstood lingers. Elisa Lam didn't die because of a monster. She died because no one was there when she needed help. And sometimes, the most disturbing stories are the ones without villains. Thank you for watching Dark Obscura. If you found this case unsettling, consider subscribing, because some stories don't end with answers, only echoes.